I'm not going to say anything.
Mind poetry?
You use hypnosis.
Yes.
Have you started the video yet?
Yes.
Oh, shit. This poem was written in a different country than the country we are in right now. I've only ever been to one other country. I said that I wouldn't say anything.
Finish the job.
Okay. I wrote this poem in Ireland. It's an amalgam of different poems. One I wrote in this town called Ennis, and I was sitting outside of a pub by myself at this little bench, and there was a little terrier doggy running down the hill, the cobblestone hill, towards me, and he came and he jumped on my lap, and I was sitting there by myself, and I was so depressed for some reason, even though I was in Ireland, and this dog jumped onto my lap and was like licking me and shit, and then this fat old Irishman came down the street and he was like, ah, blah, 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 and the dog jumped off my lap and ran away. I was like, fuck! I really like that dog. Alright, this is that poem. Accepting desolation. If the animal I am were all I ever was, then I'd be comforted by the smallest of things, and my worries would evaporate at the stroke of my ear. Instead, I take shelter from more than just the wind, myself, other people. This place could be silent. My grave, a foreign home. Death is my master, and I am a disloyal slave. This next poem is about a hot dog that I was eating on the stoop, the porch of my parents' home, the house that I lived in for 10 years, which was foreclosed upon, and it says going through foreclosure. This poem is called "Flow Anonymously." It was written about 3 years ago. A few beers and an amalgamation of animal flesh and organs will not nurture me, but at least it will hold me over, along with, perhaps, some microwaved leftovers. Will I remember this exact cigarette on this stoop in this town if I am lucky enough to be alive a year from now? Most likely these images will merge into a rubber sphere resembling the unsatisfying hot dog I just ate. A processed and preconceived cinematic fiction food that my future thoughts will feed upon in slight dismay. No, I will not remember each moment. They will flow all together into the river of myself, then the bay of my generation, while ultimately being consumed by the sea of humanity. Grace is the will to turn and fight against the onslaught while all else seems lost. All I've ever known is resistance. Don't clap. This isn't the Oscars. You don't have to clap. You don't have to clap. This poem is about this guy that I like a lot. His name's Brian. In the poem, his name is Big Pete because when I first talked to him, he lied to me and he said his name was Big Pete because he didn't trust me. But then he told me his name is Brian. He's on the northeast corner of Rittenhouse Square. When it's nice out, he sits on that concrete ledge and he plays chess against people. You have seen him play chess against people for $1 or $2, and he plays chess, and he plays chess well. And he went to Princeton. He studied history, and he's this very heavy-set black guy. He likes to eat McDonald's food. I would go and I would buy him McDonald's cheeseburgers. We would share. We would eat cheeseburgers together and play chess. And I'm horrible at chess. And he tried to teach me chess, but he failed because I suck so bad at chess. I was not smart enough. So he would beat the shit out of me, and I would still play chess against him. Just on the days, some days like people wouldn't want to play, but there were very smart people that played against him that would just come up randomly, and I was just his cannon fodder that he would play against when he had no one else to play against. So this poem is about him. Where the usual strangers walk. Whenever it's about to rain, his bones get tired. Spent the day working. She was in the back of my mind, where the usual strangers walk, sitting, listening to Spanish music, but through a boombox in the center of Rittenhouse. On the corner, watching Big Pete play chess in a tattered shirt like some invincible African king. Thank you.